Can't check on the backlisters, so I'm eating. I need the energy though. Can't check on the rockage. Okay. So maybe I'll tweak faster. And you see, there were ABC recordings of me talking about CPs back about 95, I think. And I was even mentioning back then about Nepenthes Raja being the biggest in the world, and I've actually seen photographs of Australian footballs, more than one photograph of Aussie footballs being in Sunju's track. Oh, that'll be good. So some kid lost their thing, or was that a bit of a joke? Out of the corner of a pram, or it's like Hansel and Gretel or something. But didn't expect that. I think it's made my day. Or was that bait? Pedo bait. I don't know. But yeah, I reckon it'll be a few years and suddenly. I've already said that. I was on the previous clip, but there's recordings of me talking about these photographs I've seen of more than one of Aussie football sitting in Nepenthes Raja pitches, so they're big enough to actually hold an Australian football, comfortably hold a Australian. That's why, of course, there's stories about Sir David Attenborough being so enamoured by Raja, and you can see some clips of him in the wild sort of thing on some of either The Life of the Plants or Kingdom of Plants or something. They do some time-lapse photography, and he's in the corner. He starts off the clip, I think, in the corner, and it goes on to time-lapse or something. And he's truly is enamoured by it, sort of thing. So the excuse, we found something bigger than Raja, would be a legitimate excuse, and I would actually commend that excuse if it were true. But so far, I haven't seen any evidence, and of course we had some evidence came out in January of this year to prove otherwise. Of course now I think the cover story is those people went out to a different site, it's a smaller version, there are smaller variants of this thing, blah blah blah, going on. And because I get the impression Stuart McPherson's used the excuse of it being bigger than Raja to get Sir David Attenborough's name on it, so then he can go around using as, I'm the protege of Sir David Attenborough. I've seen no clips of Sir David Attenborough actually saying that Stuart McPherson is my protege, sort of thing. And after this, I doubt he's ever going to do it, because if it turns out to be a bit of a con job, I don't think the world will take too kindly foisting a con job on a 90-year-old. He's the same age as the Queen, Her Majesty, and I don't think Her Majesty will take too kindly to a setup on Sir David Attenborough on his, So you've used the device, he likes Nepenthes Raja, he's so enamoured with it, so you've used that as a device or an excuse to get his name on a new Nepenthes that supposedly you've found. And we're going to find out that's not true as well. We're going to find out somewhere else, it's like these people, we had this Sunju discovered on down in South America, discovered on Facebook, and all these people. Have you noticed where they're squeezing the person who actually made the discovery, actually got the photographs, original ones? Have you noticed they're squeezing this person out the side? And I thought, oh yeah, I've been here before. So eventually the public's not even going to know the name of the person who actually brought, whether it was accidental or not, this giant South American Sunday to the public's attention. And I think that's, to me, that's unconscionable. That's almost going into the same category of the Stuart McPherson affair that seems to be going on at the moment. So how many years is he going to be taking people on these expeditions before they realise that, well, I want to see the largest Nepenthes in the world. Isn't it supposed to be the Nepenthes Attenborough? And then how many times is he going to tell a small group of people, well, these are just the smaller forms. We can't tell you where the giant forms are because we're worried they'll be stolen from the wild, or some sort of, Mickey Mouse story like that, I reckon. I mean, yeah, this looks like it, fellas. I sort of vaguely remember this. Yeah, we're getting there, but it's very steep. As you can see why it was sheer agony getting back up, and I'm probably going to have to go into gear 0.5 or something. I mean, this is 45 degrees basically, straight down, and I'm doing it in Crocs, fellas. That's why I like it. No, but anyway. So how long is this Stuart McPherson thing going to go on until he's actually... I mean, surely you said an argument... I mean, this takes us back to the old idea about the image bank. Surely, if you've actually discovered the largest nepenthes in the world, you would have taken some photographs showing it or proving that it was the largest, so you could actually go back and say, look at this, it's and then no one would believe you that it's the largest nepenthes in the world unless you could prove it. And maybe you'd have to... show them some sort of, evidence that it's the largest, Well, this is an Aussie football. You've seen an Aussie football in a Raja. Look at this. It only takes up 1/3 of this picture, It's bigger than Raja sort of thing, I mean, I don't expect them to take an Aussie football up some of these mountains. They're very hard, But tennis balls, everyone knows what the standard size of a tennis ball is. Why can't he take a backpack full of tennis balls, They're very light. Everyone knows what the rough standard size of a tennis ball is, and that can be measured back at the factory sort of thing. And unless someone starts playing around with mini tennis balls or something. Some of these mini pots you see overseas, you see these fly traps in these pots, and suddenly someone picks up one of these pots and you realise it's not a standard size pot. It's a scale model, an absolute scale model of what you know as a pot sort of thing. I've seen. So yeah. So why can't I just take up some tennis balls and put them in? I mean, surely. This trip up there, with all this controversy going on at the moment, surely you would have whipped up that mountain, got your tennis balls out, taken some photographs and say, there you go, it is the largest in the world, there you go, and I would have to shut up, And everyone else who's seen the photographs would have to shut up, and then the people who took the original photographs would have to apologise or something for sort of besmirching someone's name with this pseudo-evidence sort of thing, and... little bit of a creek line, yeah, I remember that. I reckon I've got all this on video, basically. But now, I reckon they're over there somewhere, in that rocky section, if I remember rightly. But we'll have a look around, but this is getting on about 7 minutes, so I'll start a new clip.